Picture this: ancient Greece, a bustling marketplace, and a crowd gathered around a simple game of chance. Let's travel back in time, to when the first seeds of what we now recognize as gambling were planted. The allure of chance has been an intrinsic part of human civilization since the dawn of history. Ancient Greece, a cradle of Western civilization, was no stranger to this fascination. The Greeks loved their games of chance, and dice games were particularly popular. Imagine the scene: a marketplace alive with chatter, the aroma of fresh produce, and the clinking of coins. A crowd gathers, their attention captured by the roll of the dice, their breath collectively held as they wait for the outcome, the thrill of uncertainty rippling through the air. Such was the captivating power of these simple games, a power that has echoed down through the centuries to our present day. But the Greeks were not alone in their love for games of chance. The Romans, too, were keen enthusiasts. In fact, they were so engrossed in their dice games that laws were put in place to regulate them. They even had a goddess, Fortuna, who was believed to control the outcome of these games. She was the goddess of luck and chance, embodying the Romans' deep-rooted belief in the power of destiny and the thrill of the unknown. For these ancient civilizations, games of chance were more than just a pastime. They were a social event, a form of entertainment, and a way to test one's luck and fate. They were also a way of life, deeply ingrained in the fabric of society, from the common folk to the highest echelons of power. The allure of chance, the thrill of the unknown, the suspense of waiting for the dice to fall. These are feelings that have captivated us for thousands of years. It's a testament to our innate human curiosity, our desire to test the limits, and our love for the thrill of the game. From these humble beginnings in antiquity, the seeds of what we know today as casinos were sown. Fast forward to 17th century Venice, where the world's first known casino, Il Ridotto, opened its doors. This was not just any ordinary establishment, but a grand, state-sanctioned gambling house, a beacon of opulence and high society. Il Ridotto, which translates to the private room, was indeed private in nature. Its doors were open only to the upper crust of society, those who could afford to lose fortunes on a single roll of dice or a turn of a card. This exclusivity added to the allure of Il Ridotto. Here the nobility could rub shoulders, engage in high-stakes games, and indulge in the thrill of chance, all while being surrounded by the grandeur of the Venetian Republic. The games played at Il Ridotto were primarily baccarat and biribi, the precursors to some of today's most popular casino games. The establishment of Il Ridotto marked a pivotal moment in the history of gambling. It was the first instance where the act of betting was organized and housed in a dedicated establishment, thus setting the premise for the modern casino. However, the phenomenon of gambling houses was not confined to the canals of Venice for long. As we move further into the 18th and 19th centuries, we see the spread of these establishments throughout Europe. From the salons of Paris to the spas of Germany, gambling houses became a common feature of European society. These establishments were not just about the games, they were social hubs, places where business was conducted, political alliances were formed, and fortunes were made and lost. They were the epitome of risk and reward, of chance and skill. And with each roll of the dice, each turn of a card, they wove a captivating tale of human nature and desire. The spread of these gambling houses signified a shift in societal attitudes towards gambling. It was no longer seen as a pastime of the idle rich, but was slowly being recognized as a legitimate form of entertainment for the masses. As the popularity of these establishments grew, so did the desire for a more organized and regulated environment for gambling. As settlers crossed the Atlantic to America, they brought with them their love for gambling. This affinity for chance and risk was not left behind in the Old World. Instead, it found fresh life in the New World's vast and untamed landscapes. In the heart of the Wild West, saloons sprang up like mushrooms after a spring rain. These establishments served as multi-purpose social hubs, where townsfolk could quench their thirst, catch up on gossip, and of course gamble. Poker, faro, three-card Monte. These games of chance became a staple in these saloons, as inseparable from the Wild West as the cowboy and the tumbleweed. But it wasn't just the Wild West that embraced the allure of gambling. The vibrant city of New Orleans, with its blend of cultures and love for music and celebration, also became a hotspot for gambling activities. The city's famous riverboats became synonymous with card games and betting, their decks echoing with the clink of coins and the shuffle of cards. However, gambling in its early days in America was not without its dark side. Unregulated and often run by shady characters, These early casinos were rife with scams and corruption. This led to public outcry and a clamor for regulation, and eventually, the government stepped in. The state of Nevada was the first to legalize gambling in the early 20th century. This move was initially seen as a desperate measure to boost the state's economy during the Great Depression. However, it turned out to be a revolutionary step that paved the way for the casino industry as we know it today. Nevada's decision to regulate and legalize gambling brought credibility and structure to an industry that had previously been marred by controversy and scandal. It set the stage for the birth of a new era of gambling, one that was safer, fairer, and more enjoyable for players. It was in the dusty desert of Nevada where the modern casino industry would truly take root. In the heart of the Nevada desert, Las Vegas bloomed like a neon oasis. A glimmer of hope in an arid wilderness, the city rose from obscurity to become the world's casino capital. This transformation was not an overnight miracle, but a tale of ambition, intrigue, and a dash of mob influence. It all began in the early 20th century when Nevada legalized gambling to boost its economy during the Great Depression. This move, though controversial, paved the way for the birth of a casino city in the middle of nowhere. The first of these establishments, the Northern Club, opened its doors in 1931, but it was just the tip of the iceberg. The 40s saw the arrival of a flamboyant figure who would change the face of Las Vegas forever. Benny Binion. A cowboy turned casino owner, Binion was a visionary who understood the allure of glamour and glitz. He was the mastermind behind the Flamingo, a luxury resort and casino that set the bar for all future establishments. With its lush gardens, exotic wildlife and high-stakes gaming rooms, the Flamingo was a spectacle that captured the imagination of the world. But Las Vegas was more than just glimmering lights and spinning roulette wheels. The city had a darker side, steeped in the shadowy world of organized crime. The mob saw the potential of this desert haven and made their move. They were the force behind the construction of the Sands, another iconic establishment that became a symbol of the city's glitzy facade and shady underworld. These casinos weren't just buildings, they were monuments to a city built on chance, a city that thrived on the thrill of the game. They were the heart and soul of Las Vegas, the engines that drove its meteoric rise to fame. Las Vegas was the uncontested king of casinos, but a new contender was rising in the east. As we move forward, we'll see how this city of neon lights faced its biggest challenge yet. The world was changing, and so too was the landscape of gambling. As the 21st century dawned, the casino industry began to spread its wings globally. Let's take a look at Macau, often referred to as the Las Vegas of Asia. Once a Portuguese colony, this small region on the south coast of China has seen an astronomical rise in its casino industry. In less than a decade, it surpassed Las Vegas in terms of gross gaming revenue, becoming the world's largest gambling center. The glimmering lights of Macau's casinos illuminate not only the city's skyline but also its economic growth. But it's not just Macau that's reshaping the global casino landscape. The island city-state of Singapore has also made significant strides in the casino industry. With its two integrated resorts, Marina Bay Sands and Resorts World Sentosa, Singapore has become a hotspot for high rollers and casual gamblers alike. These establishments have not only boosted tourism but also significantly contributed to the city's economy. While brick-and-mortar casinos were making their mark in Asia, another revolution was brewing in the virtual world. The advent of the internet and advancements in technology have given rise to a new form of gambling: online casinos. Today you can play a hand of poker, spin a roulette wheel, or try your luck at slot machines, all from the comfort of your own home. The convenience and accessibility of online casinos have attracted millions worldwide, democratizing the casino experience. The impact of technology on casinos doesn't stop there. Digital currencies and blockchain technology are now being incorporated into online casinos, offering players a new level of security and anonymity. Meanwhile, live dealer games are bridging the gap between online and traditional casinos, providing the thrill of real-time play without leaving your living room. From simple dice games in ancient Greece to the glittering digital casinos of the 21st century, casinos have evolved, but their allure remains the same. This global casino revolution has transformed the way we gamble, making it an integral part of our modern culture. Regardless of where you are in the world, the thrill of the game and the possibility of a big win remain as enticing as ever.